America, the land where women can do whatever the hell they want. They can own guns, sexy guns, and shoot them all day long. Women know that they are free, unless of course they're unhinged woke lunatics.
And I'm so worried for so many people
in your cheap ass fucking gas because you're fucking broke as shit.
Bitch, recount the vote.
Get broke.
And I don't know what to do. I know you're gonna ask me what to do.
And now this is all gonna be taken away because of him.
I swear to God, if you idiots elect that demented man.
We live in a country that hates women. We can't pretend anymore.
4B movement's starting. You know what we're gonna do? We're not gonna dye our hair anymore. We're not gonna do makeup. We're not gonna go get the skin stuff. We're not gonna dress up and look nice.
I've gotten a taste of what it is to be a stay-at-home wifey. I woke up early, I made my man some protein pancakes.
So just to be clear, we will not be sleeping with men for the next 4 years.
For real, fuck men. Fuck all of you.
Then we went to the gym, because you gotta stay hot for your man. You can't be an uggo.
And making women think that we need to look a certain way or be a certain way or you.
Be a menace to men on dating apps.
Stop dating men. Stop having sex with men. Stop talking to men. Divorce your husband.
You are a cult. A fucking cult.
There is no dating men. There is no marrying men. There is no living with men, and there's no having sex with men.
What about the 52% of white women who don't care what you say?
I get to stay at home and take care of the house, do laundry, cook, clean, raise a couple babies, go shopping, and use my man's money.
What are you gonna do about that?
Liberal women joining the 4B movement and opting out of dating men or sleeping with men shows that these women only view their power through their ability to manipulate men using bedroom fun. This is a very weak position to take, since it reduces women to a very basic biological function, completely undermining the liberal message that women are far more than that.
The 4B movement.
The 4B movement.
4B movement.
The 4B movement.
Have you guys heard about the ultra-feminist 4B movement as a response to Donald Trump's election? Number 1, no dating men. Number 2, no sexual relationships with men. Number 3, no marriage to men. And number 4, no childbirth, which you would think number 4 would be a bit redundant if you're not having any sexual relations with men, but nobody ever accused these women of being geniuses. They are also saying that as one component of this, women are being called to de-beautify themselves. And they have decided that the best way to do that, to really make a statement to men, is to shave their heads. Take a look at this. And in case you're listening to this on audio, we're just showing here a compilation of women that are just a montage of women that are shaving their heads. So what are we to make of the 4B movement? Are we supposed to ridicule these women, or do we choose compassion? I am choosing not to be compassionate. Okay, I'm going to tell you why. It is because compassion is the reason that we are in this circumstance.
It's easy to go 4B when nobody wanted to date you in the first place. The majority of women in the West will never go along with this 4B movement, since they love male attention and validation way too much, and many of them also simply agree with the policies that those men voted for.
So the trending thing is for you. Do you start at the root? Where do you start? Because aren't we supposed to be doing what's trending? So here we go. Get the hell out of here with that dumb shit.
So, it's not an issue of men versus women, but an issue of policies versus policies. And so men and women will simply be on the same side on that, against the 4B movement.
Since I told the internet that I'm voting for Trump, I've had so many people message me telling me to myself, body shaming me because I'm pregnant, saying that they hope my baby dies, etc., hoping that I get raped, hoping that if I have a daughter, she gets raped. And I hope you all know that you are the reason why I voted for Trump. I have some left-leaning views, but part of the reason that I have swung so far right is because how can I trust a party or a people that say that they stand for love, equality, treating people fairly, yet they go out and treat others exactly the opposite of what they say they advocate for? If you think that you can make progress or earn votes or encourage people to vote blue, but you're on this app telling people to themselves because they have a differing opinion than you do, it will never work. The average working class American who is voting in an election does not care about your social media virtue signaling justice warrior posts. You can post as many infographics as you want on social media, but at the end of the day, if you're a horrible person, nobody is going to agree with what you have to say. And I think that the distress that has been caused after this election also just goes to show how much propaganda that the left has fed their supporters. You guys are believing literal lies. The world is not ending. Things are actually going to get better. And that's why so many Americans voted for Trump. Because we are so tired of you guys lying and being hateful and trying to say that you stand for something, but completely acting the opposite way. We're tired of you. And that's why we voted for Trump.
Women love patriarchy when it favors them, such as protecting them, providing, opening doors, and paying all the bills. As soon you tell these internet women to be nice, respectful, and cooperative, or even ask them for a glass of water, all of a sudden you are toxic masculinity, patriarchy, misogynistic.
Brainwashed, bitchy, bitter, and now bald? I think I finally understand the 4B movement.
This so-called 4B movement going on in the States at the moment is actually beyond disrespectful to women. I'll say this, you are allowed to not be happy with the results of the American election. If you want to go online and say fuck Trump and all of that, fine. Whether people agree with you, disagree with you, doesn't really matter, but that's an opinion you're entitled to have. But going online, shaving your heads so that way men will have nothing to do with you, their words by the way, on one video I saw of a woman doing it, so that way men will just have nothing to do with her and she will repel men, is so beyond disrespectful and rude to women who have alopecia and are going through chemo treatment at the moment. I can't even begin to put into words.
American feminists need to grow up and stop the BS. There are actual women who have no rights in certain countries, and these so-called feminists should be fighting for those women in countries where they have no rights, and stop complaining about the BS they claim to be suffering from in the most free and just country in the world.
Not just that, do any of these women who are doing this realise actually how privileged they are in life? Claiming you have no rights or you're losing your rights while you set up your phone, most likely your iPhone, which will be costing at least $1,000, in a tripod, making sure you get the perfect lighting, to then get a shaver or some scissors or whatever, film yourself shaving or chopping off all your hair, and then posting it on social media to prove a point. The actual 4B movement going on in South Korea, frankly, this makes a mockery of it. And claiming to have no rights, I'm sorry, it's an absolute mockery. I've always said I'm a feminist, but a traditional feminist, where I just want equal rights. This new wave of feminism to me is absolute bullshit. I'm sorry, this has really ticked me off, because I just feel so sorry for any woman who has alopecia or going through cancer treatment or anything else, any other reason why she just doesn't have her hair. And you have all these other women saying, I'm doing this so that way men will have nothing to do with me, they'll hate the way I look, they think I'm disgusting. Do you not realise how disrespectful you're being to actual women? And saying you don't have any rights? There are actual countries in this world where women really have no rights. The legal age of consent in Iraq is being lowered to 9. In Afghanistan, women aren't even allowed to speak in public, have no access to education, aren't allowed to show their faces, their hair, or anything. Not a choice, they're not allowed. They can't drive. Literally have no rights at all. All because you disagree with what the majority of Americans had voted for. This is what you do, claiming you have no rights. As I said, you are entitled to not like the election results. No one's going to say you're not. But the amount of privilege coming from the videos on TikTok with these women doing it is just frankly disgusting. And so they're saying you have no rights? Really? I'd ask any woman who's taken part in this 4B movement to actually go over to Afghanistan, to go over to experience what the women in South Korea are living through, to go to Iraq where the legal age of consent is going to be lowered to 9. Then please tell us what rights those women have, because clearly they're so privileged, according to you. I hate Trump as well, by the way. I hate Kamala. I think they both suck. But one thing I'd never ever do is try and make myself seem repulsive and horrific and so-called ugly by shaving my head and essentially making a mockery of thousands, if not millions of women who have sadly lost their hair for numerous reasons. Truly disgusting.
Facts. Even old-time feminists are coming out and denouncing the 4B movement. The toxic feminism movement, that is man-hating, is the worst movement to ever hit this country. We are seeing the horrible outcomes of not having men in the home. The current trend of demonizing the patriarchy in America is utterly divisive and destructive. Until women have to face the draft, they have more rights than men. No vote for women who don't sign up for selective service. That way, there's some skin in the game. Thanks for watching Man Reacts. Show us your love and support by liking this video, sharing it with your friends, and subscribing to the channel. Support us and help us spread support for men around the world. Do comment and share your thoughts. We're always up for a healthy debate and discussion.